Hello, this is Spencer from ReetWire. Today we're going to be talking about our 2-pin to 3-pin alternator adapters. Here is a 3-pin alternator. As you can see, there are 3 pins there. It has a oval plug. This is the same dimensions and everything as the 2-pin alternators that you find in the late 90s Subarus. They bolt right up. They are slightly higher amperage. They are more readily available. These alternators are on everything from 2000 to 2009 or into 2010-11 depending on the model. This here is the alternator adapter that we make. You got the 3-pin on this side, the 2-pin on this side. You'll notice that this looks just like the connector that is on the 2-pin alternators. So you just unplug your old 2-pin and remove it from the vehicle. You plug in your factory wiring to this side, and then on the other side you have the 3-pin plug, and that plugs in directly to the 3-pin alternators. Now, a few things with these 3-pin. This terminal here is much thicker than on the older alternators. I just so happen to have a 4-pin alternator out of a 92 Legacy, and you can see this terminal here is much smaller than the 3-pin. This terminal is the same size as on the 2-pin alternators. I don't have a 2-pin alternator with me right now for demonstration, so I'm using this one, but you can see the size comparison there, that the 3-pin has a much wider stud on it. There are a few ways that you can solve the issue. I usually put on a leather glove of some sort and hold the terminal in place with vice grips and then drill a hole through it, widen out a little bit. That's worked for me. You can also get new ring terminals that are the proper size and cut and crimp and put a new one on. That is up to you, however you would like to go about wiring that. You can tell the 6-cylinder and 4-cylinder alternators apart by counting the amount of ribs that are in here. 5 ribs for a 6-cylinder and 4 ribs for a 4-cylinder. The 2010 to 2012 Outbacks that have a serpentine belt also have 5-rib pulleys, but the pulley is closer to the body of the alternator, and so they're easy to tell apart. If you are installing a 6-cylinder alternator, the 6-cylinder alternators sit further up in the car. On a 4-cylinder engine, they sit further down. This will cause issues with this terminal because the wire is only meant to go to here, and it can get tight, and having to bend it down doesn't always work. However, there is a solution. There's typically a cap on the end. The cap is missing on this one, but there's a plastic cap here. If you just pry it off, there's a 10mm nut in there. And break it loose. Take it out. Sometimes they'll pop right off. This one's fairly easy. Sometimes you have to pry at it a little bit. You'll see there are 2 notches here for 2 different positions, and there's a notch right here for selecting those positions. In a 4-cylinder car, it's going to sit down further, so we want the higher position. So we will align it with that higher position. Replace the nut. Tighten it up. Do not over tighten it. I have snapped these studs before, and then the alternator's toast. Make sure you don't over tighten that one. That one's important. Replace the cap if you have it, and then you have that stud in that upper position, which works better for wiring on 4-cylinder vehicles. Once it's back in your car, you can take the adapter and simply plug it in. And just like that, you're upgraded to a 6-cylinder alternator, and you didn't have to do any wiring. Thanks for watching the video. Please subscribe, and we'll try to make more instructional videos like this in the future.